Welcome to Shivering Timbers Dojo. Tonight we're going to continue our deep dive into Tedori Jujitsu, brown belt, yellow belt, tip 2. Now from the elbows and the shoulders. So back in yellow belt, the yellow belt from the elbows was to the shiho, the four corners. And then the shoulder is one of our favorite ones, to interrogation. Both of those pretty straightforward. We're going to add some strikes, show you how you can strike, and then show you how to throw or drop from there. I'm going to start with the elbows to that shiho ude shime. Tip 2, from the elbow, this is the atemi, shiho ude shime nage. So she grabs me here. This is tip 2, so just a single grip for this one. And so I can strike or kick. I really like the kick for this one because I'm going to down to here, come up here, and throw. All right, other side. Again, come up here, strike or kick. I really like the kick on this one. Come here and throw. All right, let's talk about the strike and the kick. So when we do this, we're catching this. Remember, that's the keeping them from pulling their arm back immediately. It can take a couple seconds, and that's all I need is that long to trap this thing. And now it's my personal property. Other side here. So when we hit this thing, so my strike is really that. But if I need to get their attention off of trying to punch me or trying to push me or pull me into something I don't want to go, that is really where that kick comes into play. I can strike, again, down to there if I need to. I don't really have to. I like the concept because I'm coming down here, because this is really what I want to do. That kick, bam, is just enough to make him go, ow. But again, I can smack here. You know, you always see me do this slap here. Why? It works. And even if you don't cup your hand directly and hit the ear perfectly and get that little discombobulation, 90% of people don't like you hitting their face. What about the other 10% of people? They're unconscious. They don't know you're doing it. Smack, and then right into here, right there. So either one of those works. And as always, don't forget, you can come in with a knee if you're really driving this thing in. Now, what kind of throw do we want to do from here? Osotogari is the easiest, most basic throw you can do from here. So as I've kicked this thing and moved them out and come in, as I turn, you know, I almost don't even have to sweep the leg. I can really just use the hip and throw her on that. It's a legless osotogari, if you will. It's literally just an unbalancing, you know. So I'm kicking this out here. Now, if I've kicked that out and it's really hard to step in from here, I can still throw. You know, I can come in here and Uichigari on the other side. No. Yeah. Basically, any throw that makes them go back. You can really, you know, from here, you could come over and kosotogake. You know, that is a solid throw from here. Osotogari is a little, it's a stronger throw. That's why it's an osoto. You know, it's the greater. But if you can't get around it, fine. Turn here and throw the kosotogake. If you have to, if you're trying to get away for whatever reason, like, oh, you got to back up, come here and Koichigari, kick
my foot.
Yeah, take the foot away from them. Anything you know, any of your foot sweep throws, your feet area throws, you could even, if you were feeling froggy with it, come to the side and okuri harai. Once again, the entire concept of brown belt is to take what you know and start putting it with other things. To really start showing the juwaza, the softness, the juwaza, the flowing of the softness, to work this all together. So one more time, right to here, boom, come to here, throw this right to there. Atemi, shiho ude shime nage. Tip 2, from the shoulder, this is atemi jinmon otoshi. All right, so jinmon is interrogation. So interrogation, any strike or kick. We've been real kick heavy so far. This is a really good one for a strike to really. We did this before in yellow belt from here to come up here. We didn't really focus on the strike to here, but if they're really pulling you and like trying to drag you into something, stabbing that in there to then come to there works really well. Now, we call this an otoshi, not a nage, because we don't really throw. We literally just drop back, boom, into the dirt there. So you see me trying to be nice and not fall on her. We're going to do one nice and slow here where I literally go down with it, and so you can see why the otoshi. All right, we're going to go on this side. All right, so again, I hit to there, come up to there, and as you drop, I'm going to come down to my knee here, right? And drop to there, and right to there. Yeah. Now, again, I'm trying to be nice. I'm going to my knee, getting down. I'm not just dropping my weight directly on her. This is one of those things that is hard to do at full speed because you're going to hurt somebody, but you can work your way through it. So this side. All right. Let's try that kick to make him go backwards. Ow, that sucks, don't it? And I'm coming down right to there. Boom. So we can hold somebody in the air, and we've learned how. We can also hit right to here. Remember that? We learned the striking kempo up under that armpit. You boom, hit him there, and turn right over here. Drop your mic. All right. So as I'm holding interrogation, is why we call it interrogation. I can hold this all day, and I put pressure on the hands squeezing the fingers. I put pressure on the wrist squeezing the swordsman. I put pressure on the shoulder, all three places, and we can stand here and talk about what needs to happen. But if anything gets out of hand, I just drop. They don't want it. That's why we have the otoshi versus the nage. It's really just a drop, and it can be fairly unskilled. Full speed, all the way down. I will not kill you, but I'm going to go nice and slow, okay? All right, full speed to there, and then I have to drop slow. You'll see. Ready? Grab me like you mean it. Try to punch me, whatever.
Out there.
And there we go.
At least if anything was going to break, it was going to be my non-dominant arm.
Exactly. And you'll notice I try to let her go to let her get the ground. So, directly to the ground, into the drop. You notice she came at me. I went right to there. It's a terrible place to be. Same thing if she tried over here, and I kick this thing to the side, and we're going down. Like, as we come in, I just drop this down until she gives up. That's the drop. So, the atemi, jinmon, otoshi. So that was Tedori Jujitsu. Brown belt, yellow belt, tip 2 from the elbow and the shoulder. So again, it's fairly similar to what we saw in yellow belt. We're just adding strikes. Which strikes? Whatever you can get. Again, go easy with the shiho, because again, as you're smashing that arm, you can go pretty hard with that. So be gentle, because as you get it to there, you can overclock yourself and really crank that shoulder very hard. So be gentle as you go with the throw, especially as you're throwing osotogari. You have to let the shiho go, or you're going to rip the shoulder out of socket. So again, safety with your partner. Same thing when you see the drop for the interrogation for the shoulder. If you just drop back and fall, you will no longer have a partner. You're going to have somebody you're going to call lefty, because the right arm's going to be dangling like this. And that's no fun. They won't work with you anymore. So again, careful with these. It's the nature of the beast. It's tough stuff. Absolutely work to get there. with some resistance. But once you're there, go gentle because you already have the move. And we teach counters to all of these. So it's like, yes, they can counter it, work that slowly in and go from there. In the meantime, if you don't like these, well, come here. We'll show you why they work for us. Everybody else, y'all stay safe. Thanks.